Hi, it's Rook, and today I want to talk about the Ask Me Anything that Dead by Daylight devs hosted on Reddit. Now, you're gonna think, we don't need this. All major content creators have already talked about it. Yeah, true. That's why I'm not gonna talk about all the questions and answers, but I'm gonna talk about something in particular. And no, it's not my question. My question has actually been answered, and it's this one, where I asked if we will see statistics for kill rate and escape rate divided by killers with solo duo and MMR, like we had last year. And they said that yes, that they're gonna give them the statistics at some point. Okay. The question that I really want to talk about is this one. It's very interesting, especially for the answer that we got. Although the gap between Swift and solo survivors has been reduced quite significantly since the addition of the survivor activity HUD in 6.5, there is still a notable power imbalance. In my opinion, this is caused particularly because of two reasons. One, the lack of shown progression for non-repair and non-recovery actions in the activity HUD, and two, a lack of information about ally perks and items. Are there any plans to further bridge the Swift and soloQ gap by providing solo players with more information about their allies? Now, this is a great question, and I agree. The lack of progression, the lack of knowledge about your teammate perks, the lack of knowledge about their challenges is really, really important and really, really matters in the coordination of a team. Now, of course, you are not going to be able to reach OP comps with levels of coordination in solo queue, but that's something that's going to be hard to achieve with your average Swift too. I play with 4 friends, but that doesn't mean um, that we coordinate like a really good team would. We can share basic info. We can say vaguely where we are, and that is what I wish was possible for solo queue, because there is a really big difference between knowing what your teammate is bringing into the team and not having a clue. If I know that my friend has deliverance, I will take the first chase out of them aggressively. And if they know that I have will make it, they will let me do the Anuk. And this may save us precious time that is going to lead to victory, or maybe we're going to die anyway, but still we are not going to be frustrated by the fact that we could not do our best because we lacked information. We always monitor the difference between survivor groups, Swift and solo, and our current stance is that lack of information is not the crux of the problem, but rather the friends work together by nature and solo survivors don't as much. And this is what pisses me off. I am an altruistic player, and this doesn't change if I am in solo queue or if I'm in Swift. This only changes if I have to escape for a challenge, for example. So imagine how good would it do, like how great would it be if you could, in the pre-game screen, see what challenges the person has equipped, if they have a daily specifically, and what perks they have. You would understand so much better everything they are doing. And this is just, for basic info, nothing to be implemented into the trial, which I'm going to talk about soon, but nothing to be implemented into the trial. Just knowing in the pre-game screen that they have a selected archive, which, by the way, you cannot change while you're in lobby. You cannot switch your archives while you're in lobby. So if someone gets in with a challenge to reset 3 pallets with any means necessary, you know that they're going to have any means necessary, and you know that they're going to have to reset 3 pallets. So, that's great info. And to know what they have to do in endgame. For example, someone has to open one gate as Jeff Johnson. So now you know, if you both are at the exit gates, to let them open because they have the challenge. And this is all stuff that cannot be changed, because someone in the Ask Me Anything asked if we could see the perks of our teammates in the pre-game lobby, and behavior answers saying that due to the interchangeable nature of the perks, like you can switch your loadout while in lobby, that wasn't possible. Well, why is it not possible for things like the challenges and the dailies that they have equipped? Because they cannot be changed. So what's the problem? You could also have fixed loadouts, for example, like once you are in the pre-game lobby, you cannot switch your character, if that's the problem, if that's what's so hard. But what really pisses me off is saying that teammates from solo queue and teammates from Zwift don't work together in the same way. If we don't work together in the same way, it's because we can't. Even my friends and I, which again are definitely not top level comps with Team Eternal of the world, we can say, I'm Shaq. Yeah, the agenda of progress is the one near that strange hill near the truck. Like, we can give basic information, and if the other person has seen the strange hill near the truck, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know where I have to go. That's that that's basic information that everyone, no matter their level, can share. I agree, don't give precise info on where the player is, because again, not everyone can say I'm 12, I'm 5, I'm whatever, but everyone can say yes, the 99 gen is the one in main, or is water tower, or I touched the gen in front of the carriage but then I had to leave. Give something, this kind of information to people. Give their perks. If I know, again, that my teammate has deliverance, I will not let them take the first chase, no matter the cost, because a deliverance is going to be way more impactful, way more important for the team than me being able to not go down first. Like, who cares? And this will also make very rare perks more worth it, because I will know that this person has autodidact, for example, and I will let them heal me. I will go to them because I'm like, oh, this person is autodidact. Let me get them some stacks. This will make super rare perks that no one sees way more feasible, because now the other people know you have them and they will be able to help you use them and make the best out of them. While right now, if I want to bring autodidact, I'm not going to bring it in soloQ because everyone is going to be mad at me, and for good reasons, by the way. The possibility of saying the killer has overcharge, the killer has pop. If you identify the perk, like even if you have to literally type it, let me do that. Like, don't implement voice chat, because of course voice chat can lead to toxicity and way more important stuff that I'm not going to discuss here. So I understand, but let me use a wheel of commands where if I recognize a perk, I can input the killer has overcharge, the killer has pop, the killer has brutal strength, because this is something that I can communicate with my friends. Again, why can I not tell this to solo queue survivors? Let us see, as the person asked, the progress of healing action. If I see that someone is 99, I would not try to heal them. If Especially if I see that they have resilience, because I'm gonna be like, oh, they're 99 dead for resilience. So unless they ask me, I won't even try. I won't even waste their time. Like, this is very, very easy. Like, a wheel of command is extremely easy. I remember when I played Apex that you could pin what you found. So if you saw, I don't know, like a Mozambique, I was I liked pinning Mozambique to people because it's probably the worst gun in the game. You could be like, hey, I found a Mozambique here, and the thing would pin the specific item in the place, and then it would go away after a while. It would be great if we could do the same in Dead by Daylight and be like, hey, I dropped this pallet. Hey, the killer has this perk. Hey, I have this perk. Even if you don't want to put it in the lobby, because people can switch them. Sure, you could switch to fix the loadouts in lobbies, but be my guest, don't do that. Let us at least say what we found, and this will add to coordination greatly. But yeah, for behavior, solo Q and Swifts are completely different breeds. In their mind, they play in a completely different way. It's not like they have different information and can use that information in the same way once they have it. No, they just play for different objectives. They're not doing the same thing, which in my opinion is crazy. It's completely out of mind. Like, it's not like that. And I'm gonna give you a practical example that I was thinking about today. So in order to understand what basic communication does for a team and how it can seem selfish, air quotes, how solo Q acts, I'm gonna make a very basic example. Let's assume that I am being chased in endgame, the last gen just popped, and the killer has Noad. And I get hooked in front of the Noad. Now, if I am with my friends, I can communicate this event, and I can be like, hey, the killer has their Noad right in front of me. Now, my teammates can choose how to act depending on the position of the killer, which I can also communicate. And I can be like, hey, the killer is here. They're literally like in front of me. They're not moving at all. So you should just get out. My friends can decide to either sacrifice 2 people to let me out, if possible, or make the smart choice and just get the tree out, because the killer cannot defend the node and the hook and 2 gates at the same time, right? Solo players, though, they don't have this choice. So they will, all the time, since they cannot know where the node is, go out, because what's the alternative? The alternative is looking for the node all around the map, right? So you're gonna run around looking for the node. Maybe, you know, you have time, maybe it's my first hook, whatever, it's completely fine. And then when you get near the hook, you see that the node is there. And imagine if I could not communicate that the killer was there, the killer was undetectable, but they hear your footsteps, and now you go down too, and now 2 people are dead. So not very smart. So this is why solo players are gonna take the 2 out in these cases. But if I could communicate what the killer is doing and the killer is moving, for example, we can coordinate very easily and do something a little bit different. So let's say that the killer doesn't want to camp with the node there. They're not interested. They prefer trying to find someone else. I can communicate that. And the others can unhook me very quick. We can reset somewhere else. And if we can keep communicating the killer position, even if someone else manages to get downed very far away from the node, we can cleanse the node, 99 the gates, and now we can be all out if we can trade health states and duck states. But you cannot do this in soloQ. And on God, I cannot understand how hard it would be to give basic communication to the players, to give something like, the killer is here. Yes, the killer is still here, and the node is here too. Just go. Like this kind of wheel of communication, which this was my answer to behavior's answer here when they said that soloQ and Swift are, you know, selfish people and non-selfish people. I said no, it's just because in soloQ I cannot coordinate a basic thing like this, and just a basic wheel of commands that lets me say the killer is here, the killer is gone, the node is here, you know, to pinpoint the node. That would be great. And if people want to be selfish and just go, sure, nothing has changed. But if people want to try the save for whatever reason, they could coordinate it, because good players can do it. If they don't, it's just because they have no information. Imagine even like just the basic being able to say, yeah, can I go shack? And your friend that says, no, I'm doing the gen shack, and you go somewhere else. If you only can go shack, you will go there and interrupt the gen no matter what. But if you're a solo player, it's not that you are egoistic and you want to go to shack when you had main building available. You just had no information. No one told you that someone spawned shack and was working on the gen in shack, so you're just gonna go there. Why don't we have this kind of information? I have no idea. In my opinion, like in my very humble opinion, if we had this information in soloQ would really be at the level of Swifts. And all those strategies that are extremely cheesy and that rely on not having communication, perks like the third seal, knockout, strategies from undetectable killers would of course not work as well, because it doesn't matter how bad you and your friends are. Spoiler, my friends and I are very bad. You can always say, yeah, Ghostface is here at Shack. If this was possible for soloQ, Ghostface, Myers, Pig, and a lot of undetectable killers' kill rate would drop into the ground, in my opinion. And behavior will have to think about redesigning maps completely, redesigning the height of loops, redesigning where they're placed. This monstrosity, like this house here, that just got highlighted by my windows of opportunity in a total yellow, would not exist. They would have to remake so many things, because if players have communication, there is absolutely no way, shape, or form that some strategies or some killers are gonna be as good as they are right now. Since the majority of players is soloQ, you know, the majority of the kill rate stats come from soloQ. Zwifts are a very small percentage of the game. Even Zwifts that are bad, again, like us. Imagine how the kill rates for Myers, Ghostface, other undetectable killers would drop. And they would drop not because the killers are bad, not because their undetectable is worth nothing, but because they have nothing in their base kit in terms of anti-chase. And you need anti-chase because these monstrosities here, like this house, like this entire map, exist. And now behavior will really have to focus on balancing these maps, because you cannot have a 20% kill rate on half of your roster, right? It's the same with Legion. Legion works well against soloQ because solo players cannot communicate. And I say this as a P100 Legion main, okay? Solo players cannot say, yeah, they hit me in shack and now they're going away. They went towards main. If I'm with my friends, we can say that. The person in main could just fuck around the other side of the map, and Legion has no power now. So the M1 killer's kill rates will drop so drastically and they would have to rethink their entire game, and behavior just doesn't want to do that. So unless everyone starts playing in a Swift, behavior is going to just sit on these things and be like, no, these are our kill rates, no, the killers are completely fine, and the killers will keep being extremely frustrating against very good and coordinated Swifts. And it's going to be a piece of cake to go against Swift, even with people that have thousands and thousands of hours, because they just don't have the communication to be able to counter so many things. So yeah, behavior, I'm sorry, but if you say that solo queue players are selfish, I will say the things as they are. You are lazy and you don't want to rework your maps and your game mechanics to make them fair for everyone and to breach the gap between solo queue and Swift. That is what enables you to keep keeping the game the way it is. Thanks for coming to my Rogue Talk, I guess. And let me know what you think about this. Bye.